is Alexander. Walker and I will be producing the full documentary film called Pulse, nightclub shooting that all of you heard about in Orlando, the tragedy that happened. Now, what you're about to hear is facts that we gained, and this is much more above the gay and lesbian community. This is not about picking on a particular group of people. So what you're about to hear, and you will see in the films, will be very graphic, violent, disturbing. So please, viewer, discretion is advised. Right now, with me, which took us 1 year, everybody's been asking what was going on, why isn't still not production. We have gotten some classified information, and we kind of unraveled with the greatest minds in America. We have unraveled the story why these people idolize and kill themselves. It's not because of the Muslim religion or their God Allah dictates. No, actually the Muslim religion, as we reviewed, is very, very nice. And when you read the Quran, it is very, very nice. Yes, there is things that sacrifice, okay, but that's in the Sharia law. Now, what these people do is they take advantage. And if you read the Quran as what they do and they blame it on that, the whole religion thing has nothing to do about the Muslim religion. What it is, it's called they idealize themselves. They take the Quran, they rewrite it or took the books from and rewrote them into greed, anarchy, killing, similar to the god of Ares, which when they misinterpret the Quran, the god of Ares used to be the god of war, as you all know. Ares, the god of war, he will always come back in all different kinds of forms. So this is what they prey on. Now, what we have over here is the post nightclub shooting classified information and the text from the individuals of what really went on, and we have calls and misinterpretations of the FBI and stuff that, yes, possibly it could have been avoided. But if someone in America does not commit an action, you cannot do nothing to them. So what you're about to see is this is classified. Well, right now, just so you know, please be aware, any information that we use that goes for all filmmakers, all producers and directors, everything must be declassified before we can show you people into the public. So yes, this information has been declassified and given to us by Orlando PD to show the world now and explain, doing our research and for the script writing. So in this classified folder that we had is the calls made to 911 at Sunday 9/11, June 911 calls June 12, 2016. Yes, our condolences, life was taken. We do apologize, it can be anything, but it's humanity. We're only human, but the world keeps spinning, life goes on. We're in the strongest country in the world. So right now we have the greatest minds that have looked into this with us, and we have unraveled it. We partnered right now with YouTube, Facebook, and all of mainstream media. We will not be releasing the videos that they put on YouTube to idolize people, and because what it is after they read certain lines and they misinterpret the Quran, it becomes like a voodoo spell, a paganistic, and they get idolized and their mind turns and switches. So we took that off. So now in the main world, nobody in America cannot see their videos over YouTube. So we stopped them from showing that. The only places that they have availability is only if they have internet in their own countries, and it's only very, very limited. The only place they could train them is at their camps, which will not be in America no more. They will not be idolized no more. So what happens is with this idealization, that was the question that everybody asks. Question is, why? One, these people do it, they don't have money. Money, they do it for the family, and then they will sacrifice so their family can get the money. Now, this is way above. So when you become idolized, it says, well, it's how many people you can take with you. So Omar Mateen, as we would say, we're gonna give you a little, but not a big, too much of a spoiler until you guys see the actual film. He was a security guard. His life was good. He had a kid, he had a wife. He needed some money, so he pleaded in allegiance to an alliance. Took over years to do. Why he did it, we don't know. Why people are evil. That's one thing that quantum mechanics cannot answer. Why do people hate one another, and why do people love one another? It's just one question that is a why is a crooked letter, and you cannot answer. So Omar Mateen actually wanted to go and shoot up Disney. See, they need, in order for them to succeed, they need a populated area, which would be very easy to access. So Omar Mateen backed off of Disney because there is too much security there. So he started driving around, he started moving around, and he said, okay, let's pick the smallest location. Let's pick a nightclub in the middle of nowhere where cops will not be patrolling, where there's not tight security, but there's enough people, about 100, maybe 200 max. And, everybody fits into certain clubs are so small that everybody feels like a fish in a sardine can. So he came in there. It was not purposely picked on the Latin gay and lesbian community. Nothing of that statute. So in here, what we have certain calls that were given by Mateen stating what he was going to do. Okay, yes, there's also a prize given to the person who kills the most people. Now, in this world, we did some interviews. We're going to put aside the father. The father said he was willing to give some information out if he would have become the president of Afghanistan. And, this you'll see more further into the films. Did the wife know? Yes, she did. Did she aid him by American? Because he's an American, a legal American, he has rights in America. Okay. Did his wife know? Yes. Sure she did. We got calls, we got texts that he told her. We got text 2 weeks prior. He said, honey, we're going to go to the bank. We're going to take out a life insurance policy 2 weeks prior. A $120,000 life insurance policy that he took out. I'm going to give you synapses. This is just synapses of the film. Of course his wife knew. Can you sue her? Because she did not tell? If you do not know something knowingly, no, you cannot entice and sue the person. But if she knew and she did not know American law, so you cannot blame the woman for not coming and saying, hey, my husband's about to shoot up a place, or he's thinking of terrorist thoughts. It's like anybody could post things, but doesn't mean they're gonna do them. Some people might, some people not, so it could be a hoax. This is why it's very, very hard to determine. We have files stating, we're not gonna give out names, we have 3 FBI agents who misinterpreted, and this could have been avoided. But due to the lack of security we had because of the Obama administration and what he did, this will also come in to the fact where, let's even say this, that Obama shouldn't have been president at all, because the contract that he did, this was all in the follow-ups of the contract that also deals with Iran. We are not going to get into politics because the politics is not part of the film and it's not about Obama. But technically, if you, Obama's wife, said you cannot be president if you hold the Muslim religion, you have to be Christian. So he converted and then became president. But that we're not going to include because this story is not about Barack Obama. This story is not about Hillary Clinton and her collusion of getting money, because this funding did not go into the terrorist act. But yes, these people, and there's 2,000 people, that's from the Democratic campaign that did open up dossiers against people, which is the real word of collusion, impacting, is her money was dirty, their money was dirty, and they're owed billions of dollars. But that, again, that's going to be a snippet in the film, which has nothing to do with Obama administration or Hillary administration. Now, as over here, we have the full writing and the full text. Thank you to the Orlando PD for your work and helping me out. I have the greatest minds from NASA in America working on this to decipher why they idolize. And the great news is we have discovered how they idolize. Can we cure these people? Yes, we can cure them. And this is how you would cure them. This is where it gets very, very graphic and very violent. To cure these people, when they're sent on a mission and they're brainwashed, as you are going to see this in the film, we're going to show a very graphic, very graphic, and it's violent. These people who plead allegiance to sacrifice their life, they will be taken. They'll be caught. And you see how some of them have been caught before, but never released in mainstream media to embarrass them. Embarrassment is, hey, they failed their option. No, they're not going to go in jail. We dehumanize them. And to dehumanize them, we say, hey, they failed their mission. They couldn't blow themselves up. They couldn't kill themselves. They couldn't take any people with them. And then we show it all over mainstream media. Look, they try to sacrifice themselves. Now it ends up they're torturing themselves. And everybody in the ideological family that tries to idolize them with these paganistic techniques gets destroyed. And one by one they start killing because their information is being released. And their soldiers that they're taking up are either lowlifes who don't have a life or drug addicts and they have nothing going in their life, so they sacrifice themselves. Hey, our higher power, any creator, whether you be Jewish, whether you be Christian, Muslim, at that time, it's all respect. You believe it, we still believe in one thing. It still comes out monotheism. We give them different names. Christian people believe in Jesus at the time of that. Jewish people believe in Moses as being the savior at the time of that. Muslim people believe in Allah at the time of that. So that's what goes on. And we get to a very graphic, violent scene where we say, hey, we release it on the news and we capture one of these people and we tell them, yeah, they say, oh, I'm not going to ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. They thought and they assumed we put them on the national media, which in all reality, we have tricked them. And then all of a sudden, they snap back into reality, thinking they said, yes, I'm going to do God's work or this work, and it's all ideological. And then it shows that the only people that were taping was us and the authority figures behind the scenes. So the terrorists that we captured assumed that the whole world was seeing, and we foiled 3 of their attacks, which you would see in the film, which working hand to hand with FBI. They have that's there so we can give certain information up because the FBI is still working on it. Our assets are still working on it. But you would see how we would interpret and we would leave them. Then we would take the family members and you would see how the torture we put in front of the family member, in front of the child, in front of the mother. Now these two have been idolized already too. One of them was so much idolized that he started torturing himself. So we couldn't give him, he has no human rights. We took him to black site. You know, as you're going to see, this was done by our people. Taking it by our authority figures, we couldn't get no information to crack. And then you're going to see what has happened and how they're all stirring up the pot is he puts a bullet to his head himself. And instead of doing that, we show the family, the son, the torture, because now the 6-year-old son that's in the story that one of the members had was already a little killer. He was already taught and trained to hurt people. So that's not a little child no more, people. That is a soldier. You kill those soldiers. You kill them. You take them out. So what happens, which becomes a very graphic violent scene in front of the eyes, before he kills himself, one of our agents blow the kid's head off. The mother takes a knife on the side and stabs herself. And then she starts saying these last words. And then obviously we saved her life. Everybody assumed she was dead. And nope. And she told the whole story. We did this nice framework, and we got it out of her. So now, speaking to other Muslim people and other, it's not a mean religion. They like people. They like investing in people, into humanity. So these texts over here is our full evidence that states what this man did. This man simply said, yes, his wife knew, but she didn't go along with him. But yes, she should have called the authorities and said, hey, listen, he's up to something. So that little thing is missed. You know, we should have done psychiatric help, should have done something to analyze him. Now you will see after the film will be released, you'll see there will be methods. We will be trying to work on methods to de-idolize these people. Is it possible that there is a cure? Yes, there is possibly a cure. We have spoken with all mainstream media and certain national banks where they hold their money to sanction them, where they cannot use that money anywhere in the world except in their own place. So their money is really worthless, whatever the currency is. Now, do we have Americans, 1 Americans that can be blackmailed? Yes, but we have them under the radar now too. The film will show that too. Okay, so here we have when he came in at 2:03 a.m. I'm going to read you one very, very graphic scene that you're about to see. Operator, emergency, 911. This is Joe on a recorded line. Hello, can anybody hear me? Hello, sir, can you hear me? Hello, sir, can you hear me? The caller. There's crying. There's a shootout in Post nightclub. Send the cops. There's a shootout. Operator at Post nightclub. Who's got the gun, sir? Obviously, they don't know who's got the gun. You know, they don't know. Now, we're gonna go to the scene where the shootout goes and he takes the hostages. So give me a second, and right now I'm gonna go. Okay, so now this guy, one of the guys that comes in, he hides in a closet while the other one takes the hostages into the bathroom. Alright, so the operator says, hello sir, can you tell me what's happening? Where are you? My legs hurt. I am inside a closet. I think he's coming in right now. Wait, can't talk. Closet door opens up. Then he says, help, help, he's about to shoot me. At that same time, police officers come in and one starts yelling and hearing shooting sounds. We get 206 right now, 3 minutes later. Another call. Now there's a unit arriving about 50 minutes on scene. Nobody knows what's happening. The police officers put on their cams and start walking in and getting into the middle of a shootout. Now, he knew the layout of the place because there was, we'll say, a Latino person who actually gave him information. He has visited all the clubs from downtown Orlando, as you will see, every single location he has visited, and the certain people he made friends with. We are not going to disclose the people he made friends with, the names, but you will see them in the film. But we're not going to disclose who he made friends with to get certain information that was shared and that these people were blackmailed and did take money for information and to keep it secret. Which was not big money, it was a few $1,000s. Okay, now we show how he got funds put into the account because he went on a big spending spree. Okay, now we're gonna take you back with the text messaging and call when he came in as a security guard in his area where he lived, and he said, I'm gonna go buy a vest right now, I'm gonna go buy a gun, and he sent a text message to the place where he buys the gun, as a security guard, yeah. Now, there's one little problem. Anybody buying a vest or an assault weapon must be answered a few questions. Why did this guy who worked there not asking the question and sold them everything all at once? That is going to be part of our interview. We're going to see if he got blackmailed. We'll try to trace funds and see if he got blackmailed or not. That's, again, all coming up in the movie. It's getting very, very suspenseful. Very suspenseful. So what you're about to see is very, very graphic. Stay tuned. We will be doing shorter podcasts as we unravel. We are in the scripting phase right now. We would like to thank Orlando Police Department for helping me and the whole team get all the information, critically everything we need to show the world what is really going on. We're working with hand to hand with our authority figures, FBI, which will be our assets, to try to make sure this never ever happens again. And as we're doing this film, we're going through phases. We have the greatest American minds in the world working, and we will show you how maybe possibly in the future this can be solved. Stay tuned for more as we develop our script and our storytelling. Thank you all for joining me, and again our condolences go out to the people lost and